Welcome back. We continue to follow the news of the death of Pope Francis at the age of 88. More than 1.3 billion Catholics around the world are in mourning right now, and 65 million of them are here in the U.S. I want to bring in CBS News national correspondent Nikki Battiste. She's getting more reaction from people at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. It's a real landmark, Nikki. I know that the Archbishop of the New York Archdiocese, Timothy Cardinal Dolan, spoke this morning, and you were there to hear it all. What was he saying, and what are those coming to the church telling you?
Hi, Errol. Yes, I went inside St. Patrick's a bit ago when Cardinal Dolan was speaking about Pope Francis. He actually got a call around 4 a.m. this morning, learning of the Pope's passing. He talked about a great leader. Here's a little bit more of what he had to say.
He taught us that who we are is more important than what we can do. He couldn't do much. He could barely raise his hand yesterday, did you see? He could barely speak. He couldn't do much, but what he was, as a child of God, created in God's image and likeness, destined for all eternity.
Cardinal Dolan said, given the timing of Pope Francis' passing, he said he really couldn't have choreographed it any better the day after Easter. Cardinal Dolan himself had been planning to go to Rome tomorrow already. He will continue that trip. I will note that he is one of the cardinals who is eligible to vote in the conclave, which will be coming up. I've also been watching as worshipers go in. This church is getting busier throughout the morning. I've spoken with a few people, some from the U.S., some from overseas. There was an Italian family entering who said they hadn't planned to come to this church today, but when they heard about the passing of Pope Francis, they had to come to say goodbye. His picture is on display inside St. Patrick's here. I spoke with another woman who is not a Catholic, but she said she wanted to come pay her respects to a man she found had great humility and humanity.
It's an interesting point, Nikki, not just on how far the Catholic faith kind of stretches, but how those who are not Catholic also found what Pope Francis did as Pope real useful and meaningful. I'm wondering if any special events will be taking place at that church this week, or what comes next for American Catholics who maybe won't be able to head to Rome.
Actually, a worshiper just asked me what would be happening in this church today. There was a special mass dedicated to the Pope at 7 a.m. led by Cardinal Dolan. And I think a big question a lot of people are asking one another is, what do we expect from the next Pope? I asked one man here who is a Catholic. I said, what do you hope to see? He said, honestly, I'm pretty content with the Catholic Church. I also spoke with a Catholic clergy abuse survivor who I've known over the years from my reporting on that topic. And I said, what do you want to see? He said, look, we need a Pope who will make changes when it comes to child sex abuse. He said, yes, Pope Francis always said it was a crime, but he never made it a crime under canon law, and that is what they want to see, what Catholic clergy abuse survivors hope to see with the next Pope. Errol?
Interesting point, Nikki, and we'll discuss that further. Thank you very much, Nikki Battiste, joining us from here in New York City.